How's it going, everyone? My name is Nate. I'm the owner of Colorado Custom Leather and Blades. Welcome to the Ed Show, and I am your host. If you are somebody like me that appreciates high-quality steel blades, uses them on the daily, lives by them, and or makes them, also like me, this is the show for you, where we talk all things blades, from the geometry of them, what makes them work, why they work the certain way they do, why they have this certain job description, and why they're not just a cool knife, right? This episode especially will hopefully drive in why I'm about the quality of a knife versus the quantity. Okay, so this is hopefully going to be a redeeming aspect, as I didn't do a video last week because my wife is in town and she's in the final stretch of her contract and we wanted to spend time together, so I made that time for us. And so this week I'm going to do something special. You guys are going to see the compilation of the blade test video, the edge test video of my very rugged, primitive, on purpose looking knife for a bushcraft knife versus a store brand. My knife versus the store brand of this knife right here and how they fared to each other. So it's going to be kind of a lengthy video. I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly did. When I did the testing, I learned some things. Like, I did not get this sharp really at all. And I thought it was, and I learned something. But in fairness, this was not that sharp either. So they kind of were neck and neck in evenness from the get-go, because I believe a knife should be ready to use right out of the box. Now that's a poor example of this, and normally I'll do some more testing before I ship it off to a customer. But they were fair. So I hope you guys enjoy the next parts of this. I'm going to do an outro, and we'll do a little bit of talking, and you guys can reach out with your comments. So, rope, wood, tip, edge. Those are the 4 challenges. Rope is a 3-part. Rope hanging vertically, not anchored, meaning there's no tension. Swinging at it, seeing how long it takes to sever, with a max of 8 tries. Seeing how, if it did anything at all, if it touched it, didn't cut it, whatever. So each have 8 tries. Okay, so what I've done is I've basically made a 3-chord paracord, okay? And there's a max of 8 swings. So I'm going to allow my guest, the blade that has not been made by me, go first. Equal swings. We're going to come to here and we're going to come across. I'll stabilize the rope and we will continue moving forward. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and fix the cordage here. Makes it a little bit of a challenge when it's not 100% electric taped together. 4, 5, 6. They have to connect. If I miss, that doesn't count. 7, 8. Okay, so let's show you guys the damage. We'll move on. So you can see it was connecting. It did not follow through. You can see the fraying there. Also a couple hits on the electrical tape. Let's see if that'll focus a little bit better, guys. Sorry. There we go. All right, so that is what is done. I'm going to mark that as a max of 8. Okay, now, just so you know there's no funny business, I'm going to take my wife's knife that she made, and we're going to cut my opponent's down, and we're going to let mine come down now. Okay, so you guys can see. No funny business. Okay. And my turn. Okay. 1, 2. Uh-oh. Well, that came undone. That's all right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, nope, did not sever. That's a little bit difficult when it's not really intact, but let's see the damage. So, maybe I swing a little bit harder on mine than the other one. I'm not too sure, but to be fair, both of them max to 8 with no sever. However, I have more damage. And then we're going to do a chop challenge, more of a chef knife, not a drag. So we're going to take the rope, put it on a piece of wood, and chop it downwards with a max of 5 tries, and we'll see what damage it does. Okay, thus far I have my notes. And the first event, we're going to say both are tied. Second event is going to be the chef chop. I'm going to use the same cordage except where any hits were. So using my guest's knife first, we're going, and I think this one is a max of 5. So here we go. What this is going to look like, I'm just going to move. So the cord's right here. We're going to go tip down and right over it. Okay? So here we go. Tip down, and first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, show you the damage. So there is some fraying. There's some cut. So the rule of this challenge is there's no drag. It's just a straight down chop. So this was not severed. So my guest knife did not win that challenge. Let's go to mine. Wait one while I mark the charts. Okay. Now mine, where there was no damage. Okay. Put that there. Get mine. So max of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My store-bought component has the edge. No cuts. No cuts. Probably because my edges are not even on both sides, and this is actually not really a razor. This is more razor burn down here. It does. Last is wrapping the rope around and pulling with a max of 3 tries to see which one cuts. And we're going to use this portion of the rope because that has not been touched. Okay, so the opponents, and this is the final rope test, where we wrap and we have 3 pulls. So I'm just going to pull down and I'm going to slide. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, that's a win. Or that was a max, but it was a full sever. Let me mark the charts. Okay. Now it is my turn. Let me find mine here. Okay, no damage down in that area. This is where I was cutting the other one, but there is no damage, so it's not going to matter. So max of 3. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Really? Maybe my knife's not as sharp as I thought. That's okay. Knives can be sharpened. Moving on. So that's a win for the M-Tech. There is the wood. Now, the first one is going to be an axe chop where you take the blade and you chop straight down an equal to fair size for both blades and a piece of wood to split it apart. This is for kindling. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to do a couple practice swings, but this is measuring the depth of how far this splits with one swing. So this is the axe chop. Come up. Okay, so let's measure that real quick. One and a half inches. Okay. Weight one. I gave my guests blade the advantage because this one is equal in size, but it's shaped oddly. So we're going to try to put it into the earth and give myself a little bit more of a level platform. Okay, I think my opponent might take this one. I'm not sure. Let's see. Nope, I think I took that one. That's all about geometry right there. Okay, let me measure it real quick here. Where? Ooh, cut myself. Two and a quarter. Actually, nope. Just 1 5/8 on this side. Yep, 1 5/8. Forth. Next one is going to be a baton. So we're going to put it on top of the wood and see how many whacks it takes to get through the wood. This is testing the geometry of the grind of the blade and the overall make. Okay. Okay, and the baton test. Hold that. So this is going to be the baton, and we're going to count how many it takes to get through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, ouch. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think it's 13. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. It's hurting the hands. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. My turn. 1, 2, 3. So that's a win. Third test is going to be a tip challenge where we take both knives and we drop them right onto a hard surface and we see the damage that takes place. This is going to do a little bit of heat treat test, but also people have dropped their knives in the woods on rocks and so on and so forth. So what would happen, you know? All right, and now the tip test. This is just sad and wrong. All right, let's see the damages. So, definitely feel loss of tip on this one. Tiny bit of glinting on mine. There's actually a tiny bit of edge right there. I'm gonna give this one, I'm gonna let you guys be the judges. Which one wins? I'm gonna give myself the edge because that is noticeable damage. There is no more sharp tip right there. The edge test. Now the edge test is not what you would believe like the rope chop. I'm going to lock my blade in a vise, and I'm going to take this store-bought one, major manufacturer, you know, that stuff, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to come about right here with a good swing. We're going to see what happens to my blade or what happens to this blade. And then if it survives, we're going to take it and I'm going to do the same thing right in the same area. If it makes it and survives, we'll see the damage. This is testing more the heat treat and the reliability and dependability. And the final event, edge to edge. Oh, this is the one that's not fun. I don't know why, but I'm going to do it anyways. So mine's locked in. The guest is first. Here we go. I'm just going to do this so you guys see I'm not cheating. This is the same blade. And we're going to lock her in there. Okay, and now, safety first. Nervous, I can even put, my hat was on the right way the first time. All right, here we go. Okay. So there is this in the way, so I'm just going to come straight down right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Saw the sparks there, didn't you? All right, I don't want to take this off camera, so look at the difference in damage. Yeah, sure, I chipped out my edge, but look at that. Okay, my turn. Okay, just to show you guys, same blade, right? Locking it in. I'm going to be going for in between here, just to be fair. Okay. Frick. Oh man, I hit the same spot. No cracking, no splits, no nothing. Look at this. I got a nice piece of steel on my arm, but that's fine. Look at that. Same spot. So, may have lost on the rope challenge. But my blade eats blades. That's the lesson. Well, what'd you guys think? Did you learn anything? Again, you know, this is not a very pretty looking knife at all. But when it came to putting your life on the line of something, trusting a tool to get you through a situation you didn't want to find yourself in, or maybe you were, you know, going into the bush or something like that, and you just needed a reliable knife because your hunting trip, your fishing trip, your hiking trip, your whatever is going to be a week's time. If you don't have a functional blade and it breaks 2 days into it, or it does something like that, that's not very trustworthy. I mean, whereas that's repairable when you get back. You still have all this real estate to use. But also, you're probably not going to be swinging that against a rock or another blade. But it does show the stress that would stack up. I would take that in the woods time and time again versus that. Now, I did have one person comment that said this is not a good brand to test against. So maybe I will do some more testing on some other brands. We'll see. But the point of driving this in is a bushcraft knife, any knife is made for a specific job, and it should stand up to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode this week. Please let me know in the comments what you thought. Keep your edges sharp. God bless, and we'll see you next week.